diagnosed with something, you learn something else about your own childhood. I grew up in the 70s in Alabama. They didn't really talk about ADHD then. They didn't talk about the autism spectrum. They sure the fuck didn't talk about sensory processing disorder, but that would really explain a whole fucking lot. And, I'm well aware that I've always been a bit of an obsessive type personality, hence the fact that I didn't write one song about Buford Pusser for a record. I wrote 2 songs about Buford Pusser for a record. Fuck that guy. Wife murdering motherfucker. By the way, I was right all along about that motherfucker. I caught some grief about it when that record came out, about my 2 songs about what an asshole he was, but no one's saying it now. Thinking back on my childhood, I think the first thing I was obsessed with was like the Beatles, because I loved the Beatles at a very young age, and went and saw Yellow Submarine at the theater when I was 4, and it's like I was all about that shit, man. I had a hole in my pocket, and then after that, at some point, it became Walt Disney's Pinocchio for me, and it came out in 1940, but they re-released it into the theaters in the summer of '71, which was when I finished first grade, and I saw the preview with the whale and all that, and it's like, man, I gotta see that movie over and over. And nowadays, if your kids want to watch a movie over and over, they can stream it, or buy the Blu-ray or something and watch it as many times as their heart's content. But in my day, if a kid wanted to see a movie over and over, they had to talk some grown-up into going to see that fucker over and over. And I had teenage parents, so they were good for maybe once if it was something they happened to want to see. But I also had this kick-ass grandmother and great uncle who tried their best to kind of make up for the fact that my parents were teenagers. And so they took me to see it over and over and over to where I memorized the goddamn thing. And I would act it out in my grandmother's backyard for the kids in her neighborhood. And they hated it. So I learned at a young age all about bad reviews. Came in handy. This song's called Pinocchio. Life's a hard lesson that keeps piling on. Trying to learn which star to wish upon. Wish upon a star like Geppetto did. Turn this block of wood into a well-formed kid. Trying to figure out like a sad detective. Pushing out thoughts like my brain's defective. Pushing out words from my ill-formed mouth. Trying to see the light when the sun hides out. Trying to see the light like a Rundgren song. Standing in the darkness trying to sing along. Raise your voice to heaven so our friends will hear. And sing a little softer just to pull them near. Life's a hard lesson, but it's always teaching. Arms ain't long enough, but they're always reaching. Reaching for a line that can save my soul. Spending my favors just to pay my toll. Pay my toll. Getting kind of old. Searching for the truth. Like Pinocchio. It's a whale of a tale with so many miles to go. But I'd get a little closer each day to my long-term goal. a house with a modern kitchen. Heaven is the pace of a slow news day. A closer look at someone with a lot to say. Closer look at someone in the morning's light. Yellow sunglasses keep my mood just right. The devil's in the details, but will see us through. Till my blue fairy makes my wish come true. I've learned heaven ain't Pleasure Island. More to keeping love than to keeping on smiling. Truth can hurt a lot, and a lie destroys. Deep inside of it